Imagine waking up every day not just ready to face the world, but excited, full of energy and purpose. What if I told you that the secret to endless motivation is not something you have to find, but something you've had within you all along? Meet Adam, a regular guy stuck in the grind. His life was a cycle: wake up, work, sleep, repeat. The spark he once had for his passions had dimmed, replaced by the monotony of daily obligations. Every evening he found himself on the couch, drained, scrolling mindlessly through his phone, wondering where his energy had gone. One night Adam stumbles upon an old journal from his college days. Flipping through the pages, he finds a quote he'd written down years ago. "Motivation is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens." The simplicity of the message hit him hard. Adam had been waiting for motivation to magically appear, not realizing that he needed to build it, just like strength at the gym. Determined to break the cycle, Adam decides to take the first step the next morning. Instead of hitting snooze, he forces himself out of bed, pulls on his running shoes, and heads out the door for a jog. It wasn't easy. His body protested every step. But as his feet hit the pavement, something shifted in his mind. The fog that had settled over him started to lift. The next morning, he does it again, and again the day after that. The momentum builds. His energy begins to snowball, fueled by small, consistent victories. Each jog, each task completed at work, each new book he reads, all of it adds up. Adam realizes that motivation isn't a burst of inspiration. It's like the ocean tide, constant, rising slowly but steadily. It doesn't crash in waves all the time, but its presence can be felt, pushing you forward if you're willing to ride with it. The trick is to keep moving, even when you don't feel like it. Just as Adam starts feeling invincible, life throws him a curveball. A major project at work goes wrong. He spends weeks working late, stress building as everything seems to fall apart. His morning jogs stop, the energy disappears, and that old feeling of being stuck creeps back in. He starts doubting everything again. Then, during one particularly long night, as he sits slumped over his desk, he remembers the journal. Rummaging through his things, he finds it and reads the quote again. Motivation is like a muscle. This time the words take on a new meaning. He realizes that just like a muscle, motivation can also get fatigued. And just like in fitness, rest and recovery are part of the process. The next morning, Adam doesn't try to force himself into an intense workout or a marathon of productivity. Instead, he takes it slow, focusing on small, achievable goals. A walk instead of a run. One task at work instead of tackling everything at once. Gradually, the energy and motivation return, but this time, Adam understands that it's okay to have ebbs and flows. Motivation, like life, is about balance. Pushing when you can and giving yourself grace when you can't. As Adam reflects on his journey, he feels a deeper sense of confidence. He knows that motivation isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. And when you lose it, you don't panic. You rest, rebuild, and come back stronger. The secret to endless motivation isn't about never feeling tired or uninspired. It's about knowing that when the tide pulls away, it will rise again if you keep moving forward. You don't need to wait for motivation to strike. Start small, build momentum, and remember, even the strongest waves start as ripples.